Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, grade 10B, and today is November 23, 2020. Our lesson for today is about stages of human act. I would also like to inform you that this will be the second to the last topic that we will discuss for the second grading. So tomorrow will be the last topic for our values education 10. Alright, so now let's start discussing about stages of human act. Making decision can affect you in good or bad ways. Making moral decision can affect your whole life. So just like the girl in the picture, let's say that she is a senior high school graduate and she wants to pursue her college. So she is deciding on what course she will choose, either being a doctor, a teacher, a physical therapist, an engineer, or a chef. So these are her choices. And in making her decision and pursuing her college on what course she will take, is that it will affect her. So when we do decisions, we should really think on how it will affect us and our life. In our everyday life, how of you um just like here in the second video, we do these things as a habit. For example, we play Mobile Legends, diba? A group of friends play Mobile Legends. And here in the first picture, that we bond for each other, but that is natural class. That is normal. We all do things that other people do without questioning. So there are no questions in doing such. Alright? Whether right or wrong or how we might harm the person or other people. But this other persons. In the first here in second playing mobile games such as Mobile Legends. If you abuse doing such, there might be consequences. Okay? But usually in doing this playing Mobile Legend, people usually don't question what you are doing. Don't question the kind of human act that you are doing. Okay? Human act, however, involves the desire to do it and intention for doing it. We decide and we want to do so. So we can do what we want. So we have freedom, right? So why human act usually is not being questioned by other people. Okay. Now class, human acts. In in doing human acts, there is deliberation. Alright? When before the human act takes place, there are choices to be made. So we decide, right? There are choices. Just like the girl that is deciding on what to choose on the course. So there is always a deliberation, usually on doing a human act. And in doing human act class, there are also a promise of enjoyment or a warning of failure, right? And also, human acts when we do human acts, there is an outcome which is equal to our accountability. So whatever we do, it is always our accountability. Whether a bad act, it is our accountability. We cannot blame other people for the consequences of our action. So dili ta makapasangil og laing tao, right? Well, in having the human act, we usually tend to choose what is in the promise of enjoyment. 'Di ba? Mas better man jud nga mas ma-enjoy nato ang atong gibuhat rather than having that failure. But there is a warning of failure because we don't know other consequences, right? Some people don't think of or don't have deliberation, just putting things into action kung unsa tong ilahang nauna-hunaan, because as what I have said, we also have freedom. All right? So there will also be a warning of failure, and the accountability for that, we cannot blame other people. All right, so in doing human acts, it is influenced by passions such as love, hatred, delight, fear. These are just four examples, but there are a lot more such as anger, despair, horror, or a lot of emotions. All right, so these are called passions. And some people that are overpowered by passions might have the act that later on they will regret and have to be accountable for their wrongdoing. So, because kanang mosobraan of delight, love, fear, hatred, or anger, there will be a consequences or there will be an accountability which might be um in the end they will regret, di ba? Di man sad ingon nga love nimo ang person, there will be no consequences of in a warning of failure, di ba? We don't know that for example, someone that you love will cause you in trouble or in harm, right? So, we should think carefully on doing our human acts from these passions that we have. Alright, so now class, we will know the stages of human acts. There are 6 stages of human acts. Intention, second one. Third one is consent. Fourth one is election. Fifth is use and fruition. So now I will talk about wish. So wish, it is the tendency of the will towards something which basically possess certain goodness. So the keyword there, class, is possess certain goodness. So in having that certain goodness, we wish or the will is going into that which is something that we want. Alright? Once our will sees something good, there is the tendency toward it, whether it is realizable or not. So, in the wish, dili pa na siya ingon nga matinuod or dili. So, it is still in the mind class. You are still thinking that you like that goodness because in a wish, there is something that that thing is possessing a certain goodness. So, our wish class is that when we say, some people express their wish as something like this. I wish I were there with them. Alright? I wish that I could buy a car. So that is an example of a wish. You are still into saying that napas inyong utok, di ba? That is an example of a wish because you want to be in that goodness. Alright. Now, second one is intention. Intention, which the will has purposive tendency toward a thing which is regarded as realizable. So the keyword there is realizable. Alright? So sa wish, di ba, napamanto sa mind, you're still wanting to possess that goodness. In intention, you will do purposively. So there are purposive tendency imong tuyuon nga that wish will be realizable or that wish will happen. Okay? And the will now intends to achieve it. So you're trying to achieve your wish. An example for that, they say that I am going to buy a car. So that is expressing an intention. You are planning to buy that car that you are wishing and you are making it into a reality, which is the word keyword there, realizable. So you're making it into a reality, all right? So di na siya wish. You're doing now an action on how you will do how you will get that wish. Okay, so purposive tendency ang intention which is realizable. You're doing something as well. Now the third stage is consent. It is the acceptance by the will of means necessary to carry out intention. The keyword for consent class is the word means. So it is also said that consent is the further intention of doing what is necessary to realize the first main intention. So, kaning first main intention nga, you will buy a car. Ang consent there, an example there, is that when you're going to buy a car, of course, you need to have a saving, okay, a money. It is a mean. Or you will borrow a money from the bank, which can give you the opportunity to have the car, all right, for you to have um the car that you wish. Okay, so from the word consent class, gitugtan baka sa imuhang um means or sa imuhang sa gani naa kay something nga mo support sa imuhang intention and wish, alright, sa imong ganahan nga mahitabo as buying a car. So if naa kay money or dili ra ingon money ang consent class, anything that will support your intention nga mahimo siyang realizable or matinuod jud siya. Okay? So an example again ato niya kay if you have a money or you will borrow a money from the bank for you to be able to have that car. Now, for the fourth stage, election. With option considered at hand, the will now has to choose. Okay, so the will selects the best means in carrying out an intention. Other selection may be made in process, but all these have to be done by the will. This act is called election. A person may actually elect to rather use the saving to avoid the monthly payment. Then he or she must elect again whether to pay in cash payment. So, mo na siya payment siya, election class na kay choosing. Alright, the keyword there is choose. So, sa election, there is choosing. So, sa consent, kay imo man tong means, if na kay funds or resources for you to be able to make it into reality ang imong intention and wish. So, sa election, mag-choose na ka nga na naman kay imong i-cash or imong utangon. It's either nga i-check or dili. Check meaning i-check kini mo or basta na kay mga choosing options or you will have options. So mo na siya ang election. Then sa E-class, it is at the stage that the person with his or her will intention by the means elected. So katong imong napili, you're going now to use your powers, the mind and the body. Okay, the will commands what is intended. If a person intends to buy a car, he walks and rides, go to the vendor to choose the type of car. Then he or she compares different car models. He or she either writes in check or hands the cash as payment. The employment of the power carry out intention by called the act of use. So mo dili okay nga mahitabo na ang imuhang gi-wish then with sa connection nga imong napili. So ang keyword sa use is employ power. So you're using your mind and body na kung unsa gyud or unsa nimo nga ma-realizable na siya. Okay, so sa fruition, at this stage, the desired object is enjoyed. So the keyword object is enjoyed. So now you're having a car. Okay, so sa katong sa use, kay niadto ka nga na sa fruition, kay imo na jung nakuha ang imuhang car nga ganahan, alright? This is the enjoyment of a thing willed and done. Okay, will acts of satisfaction and intention fulfilled. So, na-fulfill na nimo mong wish, ang kaning tanan nga process. Okay, so nakuha na nimo ang imong gusto nga car, nga imong gi-wish, nga imong gi-intend, nga manaan nimo. Okay, with the support of the consent, anya sa imong pagpili sa election and the use sa imong body and kuha ka to nga car. So, fruition, muna ni ang imuhang fruit of labor. So, ang imong ganahan na-achieve na nimo. Okay, there is an achievement. So those are the stages on human acts. So sa atong buhaton, we usually do human acts without getting kanang we do not consciously think of these stages. So dili ta magmatter og wala na ba to sa intention, sa consent or whatever basta kay we do human acts. But this is the stages class nga atong gibuhat nga we don't realize. All right, but again, doing human acts is very responsible. Okay, so responsible ta on what we will do because again, the outcome will be our accountability, whether it is a good or a bad outcome. So, okay, I'll read this one. At this stage in life, you wish to become popular among other peers. So, do a college scholarship, so making it into realization. You are thinking that if you are popular, you will be elected school activities leader, and the top life. So consent enables you to plan a strategy. So dili na siya money, right? Favors, gifts, and invite schoolmates to other gatherings. So kung means that nga mahitabo ang imuhang wish or an intent. Now election, you're going to depends when you prioritize what step to whether to identify should be the people to support you money to fund your plans. Your family and friends, so your use that can give your teachers and friends. Use your will to influence people. Hopefully, all the things will come to fruition. Kuha ra niya nimo ang imuhang ganahan, become popular among others. So that is an example class. There are a lot of examples, or there are situations that we can apply of human acts. So I hope you're thinking right now some examples. As some of you examples, stages. Okay, atong i-input ang kaning stages of human act. And though the acts do not happen one by one reality, so di jud ingon nga one by one nga ma-follow jud siya, it is clear to use that through different stages. There is a deliberation, magunahon na, just like kanina, and there are stages among the possibilities on what is intended, or her mind and body work. Okay, in the context, some people say kapag gusto, may paraan, maraming dahilan. So, right, bisan nakakay problem sa imong, let's say, consent, wakay money, or you don't have any mind to achieve that wish and to do the intention you wanted. Alright? Directly, we consider every stage for action. We do justice to ourselves and other people. It means giving considerable time to go through the process of human act. Make sure that we do not make hasty regret. It is obvious that many of our mistakes come from poor decisions. So, we should always think on what we want, right? Okay, so we should always think of what decisions we'll make so that we will not regret in the end. We should make decisions that we will not regret in the end. All right? And what we do affects other people as well. So, just like, for example, if a chef inattentively cooks the food that he or she will serve, that can cause damage to the health of other people. Alright, when a teacher is insensitive to the feelings that he or she will utter, well, she can hurt the feelings of a student. Alright, so we therefore should give careful thought to our decisions and actions. We can consider the different stages of human acts so we can apply it to ensure the benefit and not harm other people and by our decisions and actions. So I hope that you have learned something from today's lesson. Okay, and thanks for watching.